Hello YouTube and welcome back to another video. So the Game Awards just wrapped up and overall I thought it was a decent show with some good announcements, and one of those announcements was that Capcom announced the release date for Pragmata and shadow dropped a demo on Steam. So I wanted to do a very quick unscripted video where I go over my first impressions of the game. But before I give my first impressions of Pragmata, I want to give those who are not aware of this game a brief rundown. So Pragmata is a sci-fi third-person action adventure game developed by Capcom and was first revealed back in 2020 during the PS5 reveal event. And when it was first revealed, it got a lot of attention for how unique and interesting it looked. And 5 years later, we finally got a release date and a playable demo. And I just finished this demo and it was very short, clocking in at around 15 minutes. And I really enjoyed this demo and I can't wait for the full game release because I believe that this game will be something special. So let's get into my impressions of this demo. Uh, First, this game has just got a great look to it. It has a high-tech, futuristic look and just looks great on the eyes. When it first got revealed, I was shocked to find out it was being developed by Capcom because they don't really have any game that looks like this in their huge lineup of IPs, and it just doesn't look like a Capcom game to me, which is a good thing, not a bad thing. The graphics also just looks really incredible here, and it just shows how great the RE engine still is. Um, so we don't know much about the story, but I think this story is going to end up being really memorable and it's going to resonate with a lot of people. So far, from what I've seen with the trailers and what I've played in this demo, I think this game has a very intriguing world with a lot of cool concepts and ideas. I feel like when this game does come out next year, a lot of people are going to love the two main characters in this game. I can definitely see these two having a Joel and Ellie impact for a lot of people. I think they're going to be the heart of the game, and I think it's going to be a very emotional, character-driven story. I think Diana, the android, um, will have a character arc where she learns what it means to be human, and that's really got me interested because I just love that trope. I don't care how many times it's been done. That's how many times it's been done. That's just a trope that I really do like to see. Um, the gameplay also feels pretty solid and has a good feel to it. A lot of the guns look very cool and had a good weight and feel to them. I really like what they're doing with the combat here by incorporating puzzle-based hacking elements into the shooting gameplay. Right now, it's super basic where it's just a demo, but I feel as this game goes on, it's going to evolve into something really unique. Like, for instance, you have to hack into an enemy before you can do any real damage to it. And I really like that idea because it brings more strategy to enemy encounters. And it's just a really cool idea, and I can't wait to see how it's expanded upon. And it's not something that, out of all the games that I've played, it's not something that I've seen all too often. The only game I played that had a mechanic similar to this was a near Automata. During 9S's campaign, he could hack into like enemies and so on, and there was like a little mini game that you played. But other than that, I don't really see like that mechanic a lot in games, especially in AAA games like this. So the only real gripes I had with the gameplay, and I feel these things will be addressed in the final release, but my gripes that I had was I felt like controlling Hugh, which is the astronaut. I felt like he felt really slow and clunky, and I feel like the game just needs more faster movement options, especially in larger spaces or platforming sections. Um, I know there is a dash ability, so maybe this will get expanded upon with like upgrade trees and more movement options will be added. Um, I also feel like this game needs to have like some sort of melee combat in the final release because I felt like I needed a good get off me move when I was playing to where I could just melee an enemy instead of having to pull out my gun hack into the enemy to do some damage. I feel like they could also do some really cool stuff with melee combat if it was added, like they did with the gunplay. But overall, this was a great demo, and I can't wait for the full game release in April. I feel like this game is going to be a big hit with a lot of people and do really well. I'm very confident that this game will review well with critics, and I think a lot of gamers are going to love it. I could definitely see this game being a nominee at next year's Game Awards and maybe even taking home some of the awards. I'm just really happy that we're getting a game like Pragmata right now because the AAA gaming space is just in a stagnant state right now, and it needs more IPs that take risks and aren't afraid to be unique and creative like Pragmata. I really hope this game can be as legendary and as big as other Capcom IPs like Mega Man, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry. Um, if you haven't downloaded this demo, I highly recommend that you do so and give this game a chance. Also, if you've already played it, let me know down in the comments what you thought about it. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Until next time.